This is the third mystery in the Elven Star course. It's to do with deepening the feelings that we have in the heart, training the heart to feel more deeply and in a more balanced way. It may be a bit surprising to people to think that you can train the heart. It's no secret that we can train the mind by giving the mind exercises to do in order to sharpen our focus. And by doing that, we deal with confusion and cut a clear and clean, efficient path through life. So training the heart has an equivalent benefit. But of course, it's based on the softer feelings of life. The heart is an organ of perception. It registers shifts in atmosphere. We can feel if somebody loves us, even if that love is a very sort of shallow, shall we call it, level of friendship or approval or something like that. We can feel it, and we feel it in the center, which we call the heart. It's not the pumping organ that moves blood around the body that we're talking about. The heart center is an esoteric concept. The understanding is that we are a field of energy, and the central coalescence of energy that we feel somewhere around the middle of the chest is called the heart center. So we're not talking about an organ, we're talking about an esoteric reality. Now, the heart center has greater insights into the nature of someone's values, what they find more important or more beautiful, or what they choose to express of their softer side, the values of a person. And what we're taking in this stage, this third mystery of the Elven Star, is to try to deepen our values to the level of love. Many of us would have values in life. You approve of truth, you approve of beauty, you approve of efficiency and punctuality and so on. And these are values. What we need to do in order to get the mystery, the Elven mystery, is to deepen our core values to the level of love. So we love them, and we love their expressions, and we are loved because we are exemplars of those values. That's why people love us, and we look for those values in other people whom we love. We take our values to a much deeper level, to the level of love. In Sufism, it is taught that the plane of love, harmony and beauty is best understood when you see this equation, that the perfection of love leads to harmony, and the perfection of harmony leads to beauty. So in a sense, love is the beginning of something which evolves into harmony, which in turn evolves into beauty. Now, in order for us to have some working material to train the heart, we're using the Sabian Symbols. Specifically, the individual can have the 7 Sabian Symbols of his or her Elven Star. So we've got 7 particular Sabian Symbols that relate very deeply to who we are in essence. That's the story of the Elven Star course, is to look at the resonance, the harmonic resonance of the number 7, and apply it to the essence of who we are, which is seen by our sun sign. So we're looking for the third level of resonance, and it is the level of love. So when we love these 7 Sabian Symbols, we're tuning in to all 7 of them on that third plane. We're resonating with the love, harmony and beauty aspect of all seven. So we love them. We become familiar with them. That's the beginning of love, familiarity. So we make ourselves familiar. We learn what they are, really what they are, beneath the surface. And what we are as an aspect of their expression. And how we have become more who we are because of bringing consciousness to the expression of the Sabian symbol. To train ourselves to love these simple symbols is a process of repeatedly making oneself familiar with them and understanding them and learning to like them, learning to understand them, learning to have consciousness of them, learning to see ourselves differently because of having done that training exercise, learning to love ourselves more because we can make room in our hearts for these 7 special Elven Star Sabian symbols. And when we think of love, what do we think about? Well, we think of softening our perceptions. That's what love helps us to do. If somebody behaves in a certain way, you might give them the benefit of the doubt. You might try and understand why they did that. Even though they've done something hurtful, you might try and understand why. You might not have a knee-jerk reaction immediately. You might just slow down a bit, pause, and consider things from their point of view. Those are descriptive behaviors of love. And let's do that with the Sabian symbols as a training exercise. Let's look at the Sabian symbols and see how we can interpret them softly, how we can understand what it means from the point of view of beautifying the personality. How can we make our personality more beautiful by expressing these Sabian symbols? What happens when we do this process of deep familiarization with our own Elven Star symbols and the turning of our perceptions from casual interest to special interest to detailed study and so on and so forth into this softer, loving perception? What happens then is that we begin to belong to each other somehow. Our own Sabian symbols are ours. They're special to us. We own them. But equally they own us. We are an expression of them. And there aren't very many people today who are living expressions of any particular Sabian symbol. Not in that way, that they own their symbol and they're the ambassador for it. Not very many people have done that yet. So we're right at the front edge here, the frontier of claiming to be the mouthpiece, the voice of a particular symbol. And there's a way of seeing this stuff where the symbols have consciousness. They're self-aware. They're living beings. That's a very subtle idea, but it's taught in Sufism that any particular archetype is aware of itself. Knowledge is aware of itself. So each Sabian symbol is like a person, a living being that's aware of itself. And it's yearning now to find expression in the earth plane. Now is its time. Its time has come. And it's looking for those of us who are willing to be its representation on earth, be its representatives. So as we move towards this very intimate relationship with our own Sabian symbols, we become owned by them as much as we own them. And that sense of belonging is that which awakens the third mystery. Now, another aspect of our heart training is actually that we can use the voice to do this. And I've made a separate video giving us the opportunity to meditate along with singing and playing the guitar. And I've explained the word Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, which is to do with compassion and mercy and is a heart-centered meditation. So that's also another way of training ourselves in the development of the heart, to practice mantra and sing in a certain devotional way. So I'll put a link to that particular video after.